to about 2:30 in the morning, when an American destroyer fired on an unidentified ship coming into Pearl Harbor. They didn't know until much later that this was actually the first shot fired by Americans during World War II. The time, about 7:55 in the morning. The place is Pearl Harbor. The date, December the 7th, 1941. We're just starting to wave the flag on the fantail of the United States battleship Arizona, when suddenly and without warning, 183 aircraft of the Imperial Japanese First Fleet inflicted the opening rounds, which would draw America into World War II. The time, 7:55 in the morning. The place, Pearl Harbor. The date, December the 7th, 1941. And you are there. The Mitsubishi A6N0, fastest aircraft in the Pacific Theater at that time. This aircraft, very light, very long range, had the capability of outmaneuvering anything that America had in her fleet at that time. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we still had Brewster Buffaloes, we still had BB-2s, and we still had the brand new P-40 Warhawk. Two young servicemen, Lieutenants Ken Taylor and George Welch, managed to get down to Haleiwa, get their P-40s into the air, and between the two of them, shot down 7 of the invading forces on that December the 7th morning, 1941. High above, one of the fighters being chased by our P-40. Indeed, an AIGD-3A dive bomber, a 250-pound bomb between the wheel wells of this great aircraft. Rolled in on the foredeck of the United States battleship Arizona, dropped that bomb. It went through first 1, then 2, then 3 decks, alongside the number 2, got emplacement. That great ship exploded with such force, she burst into flames, burned for 2 days. Over 1,100 Americans upstairs went to a watery grave. They sleep there today. Feel the concussion of the bombs as they explode under your feet. Imagine yourself, you're an 18-year-old serviceman. You're away from home for the first time in your life. You're on the deck of the United States battleship Nevada. Your skipper has the steam up. He's trying to get out of the harbor. He knows he can't do it because they're on him like bees on a honey pot. He has to beach that great ship at Hospital Point to keep it from being sunk in the opening going out into the Pacific Theater. United States battleship, the Oklahoma, is laying alongside the quay there at Ford Island. Nakajima B-5N Kate, with that torpedo designed to run shallow in the water at Pearl Harbor. It's only 50-foot deep. As the Nakajimas roll around, they aim on the side of the Oklahoma. First 1, then 2, then 3 of those fish run into the side of the ship. She rolls over on her starboard side. It was Christmas, 3 long weeks later, before they got the last of the 400 men that went down with the Oklahoma out of the bowels of that ship. She never lived to fight again. Admiral Husband Kimmel, the commander of the American Pacific Fleet, based at Pearl Harbor. It was protecting the entire west coast of the United States. America didn't believe it was going to be drawn in to the war. But on December the 7th, 6 aircraft carriers, the Akagi, Kaga, Hiryu, Soryu, Shokaku, and Suikaku, combined launched 183 1941. Listen to the sounds of war. Smell the acrid smoke as it burns your nostrils. This is smoke from Arizona. It's going to be there for 2 long days. Young men are floating in the water. There's oil and debris everywhere. One young serviceman sees his buddy in the water. He jumps off the side of the ship alongside it, gets into the water, splashes the flames from in front of his partner's face so that he can continue to breathe and live to go fight another day. We knew this was the beginning. At Hickam Field, listen to our President Franklin Delano Roosevelt as he goes to war conference.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. In our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that America did gain that inevitable triumph. It was 4 long years later, and it was many hundreds of thousands of America's lives. Please do not misconstrue what we do here today. If America never becomes involved in war again, it'll be too soon. But whether it was World War I, or II, or Korea, or Vietnam, or the Persian Gulf, or Panama, or Iraq, or Afghanistan, it's the young men and women that wear the uniform of this great nation going to war, protecting our freedom, allowing us to be the greatest free nation in the world. Do you believe that, Duluth, Minnesota? Admiral Yamamoto said, I fear we have done nothing more than to awaken a sleeping giant and filled him with a great resolve. That sleeping giant, ladies and gentlemen, was the heart and soul of America. Rosie became a riveter and started building airplanes. We started building Liberty ships right here in Duluth, Minnesota. We started doing all of those things so that we could support the young men and women who were fighting the war, allowing us to continue to be the greatest free nation in the world. And it happened right here in Duluth, Minnesota and Superior, Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Mark Allen, Patrick Hutchins, Ron Wright, Mike Burke, Billy Parker, Greg Hutain, Dan Reedy, out in the pyrotechnics field doing one of the finest, dirtiest, nastiest, filthiest jobs in the air show industry. It's Ben David and Martha West, our good friend Jim Mall, and so many other fine folks that helped put the show on for you today.